Hey there, welcome to the Lusamir I was going to say the Lusamir Show. Welcome to the Lusamir channel. Welcome to what you need to know. Guidance for you, what you need to know, or just, whatever. We're going to have some cards up here, but I wanted to first talk to you for a hot second. So if you have like 20 seconds, let's do that. What we're going to do is what you need to know. So I'm going to, in each pile, pull sort of the situation that spirit wants to talk to you about, that spirit wants to bring to your attention. We're going to suss that out, and then I'm going to pull some cards for that situation, and then we'll go from there. See what comes up for you. So I'm feeling a certain number of piles that want to be here. So we will go from there, and I'll see you in the pile selection. Okay, so here are the piles. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4. Card 1, card 2, card 3, card 4. Which one has the message for what you need to know and what's going on with you? Just, which one has your message from spirit? Remember, these are still general readings, but I really do try my best to channel into like what's happening. And some of this might be what you need to know coming up for a situation that's coming up for you. Or some of it might be something that's currently active within you. So, pile 1, your card is the Ten of Pentacles. Is that your card of what you need to know? It could be all of these too, by the way, or, whichever. It could be more than one. So, is the card of what you need to know the Knight of Wands? Pertaining to the situation of the Ten of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands? Does it pertain to the Seven of Swords? Or does what you need to know pertain to the Strength? Okay? I'm going to give you a hot second to just kind of feel into the chords, the Strength, the Seven of Swords, the Knight of Wands, or the Ten of Pentacles. The timestamps will be in the description box below, and I will see you in your respective reading or in all of your respective readings. See you then. Hey there, pal number 1. How are you? We are gathered here today to find out what's going on, what you need to know for your situation and the like. So I would ask you to take a sip, because I am. If another pile called to you, I would definitely check that pile out, simply because there are 3 messages missing from the deck. I don't think that's too much of a problem, but if another pile did call to you, I would say that that's something for you to definitely look at, because again, the deck is incomplete as I am shuffling for each individual pile, since there are cards missing from them. So the situation that Spirit wants to talk to you about is pertaining to the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles notoriously is money. It's financial. It's like the big party. I feel like it's a big money party. There could be an event coming into your world that you are curious about. This could be an invitation of sorts. This could be entering into some type of happiness. People do like to make sure that there is a difference and a demarcation between the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. To me, the Ten of Pentacles includes the Ten of Cups type vibes. And that's emotional happiness because of the stability, financial stability given the world that we live in. So this could also be a health choice, a health invitation that you have to be making in your world. Let's flesh this out a little bit more, but it's definitely something good. I like this. I feel like whatever this is about, you're being invited into something that you've worked for, something that you've wanted, and something that you may have even accomplished. What is this scenario that you'll be giving guidance around, Spirit, for pile 1? Okay. And the bottom of the deck energy is the Ace of Cups. So it is a new beginning. There is this invitation into entry, an invitation into something. And I want to say that for you, perhaps things have not been going well, and you, yeah, because we have the Five of Pentacles on the negative, the Emperor on the negative, the Four of Cups on the positive, and we have the Two of Swords on the positive. So this is very interesting. And then we have the Ace of Cups on the positive. I'm using the Tarot of Oppositions, which is like a deck I'm living for right now. I feel like I feel like this is even the guidance right now. I feel like you're wondering about what steps to take in the real world, what functional, physical steps to take towards what's going to give you financial, I don't want to say financial freedom, but a sense of financial like lackadaisy, like a sense of financial exhale, a sense of financial exhale. With the Emperor here, things may not have worked out. Even with the Five of Pentacles, things may not have worked out in a way that you would have thought, the way that you would have wished, the way that you would have planned. You might be a rover in the streets without a plan. Some things just destroyed your plan. There may have been some tower moments in the background, or some type of moments in your world that amounted to a very slow toppling of a tower that you worked to build. But unfortunately, this tower was neither strong enough or at the right time in the right area. This thing that you built wasn't in the right like space, or it was an unfortunate timing of events. An unfortunate timing of events where you did what you could, you did your best, you thought you were on the right track, and maybe you were. It's not to say you are not, but it feels like it generally feels like plans did not go according to plan. Okay? Things did not go according to plan, and the part of you that was looking towards the future and building it and really going for it is slouched, is dampened. What's the point? I built so much, I did so much. What's the point of getting up and doing it again? How can I even? I don't know where to go. What if I make the wrong choice again? What if I don't build in the right time, the right place, the right structure? What if maybe it might be even better to just not? It might be better to just sit. It might be better to just to just stay where I'm at. And this could also definitely apply to a relationship. Absolutely, that's still quite tangible and physical to me. I feel like relationships are. So this could be again like a relationship where you really did, what you thought was the right thing, the right stuff, where you were really going in you, and yet things didn't work out, and you're like, well, I mean, what is even the point? So this is what Spirit wants to talk to you about, and I feel like with the Two of Swords and the Four of Cups, there's a lot of just static energy here. The Two of Swords, she's sitting looking at this sword. The Four of Cups, traditionally, is someone who's just sort of sitting despondent. And this feels like they've been looking at this cup for a very long time. This feels like they pick this cup up, they're about to drink it, and they put it down because it's like, I just don't know if I have the strength for this. Like, I just don't feel like I can do this. Like there's just this I just want to sit down. Like, I'm this old age feeling of I just don't want to. But with old age, it's a physical thing. This is to me like an emotional exhaustion, an emotional tiredness, an inner mental being of like, I just don't know. Maybe it's the wrong. No, I don't trust myself. I don't trust this decision. I don't trust what's going on. And even with this Ace of Cups here at the bottom of the deck, you want to move, you want to get out of this state of despondency, of sitting back, of not even laid back. Like, it's an uncomfortable sitting back. It's almost like you're tethered down. but you're tethered down by the weight of the past, and the fear of getting up again is what's holding you back. So that sucks. And I really love that the Ten of Pentacles is sort of here saying, hey, I know this is what you're worried about, or this is what you're concerned over. And there is an invitation. There is an invitation. There is something around you tangibly, but it's almost like you need to practice claiming it. That's what I'm seeing here with this Ace of Cups pulling it from the ground. I'm really reluctant to pull the cards underneath. Something is stopping me from pulling the cards underneath. This feels like one of those readings where the deck is absolutely speaking to you and has more to say about the situation. So we'll see how this goes. But it does feel like it does feel like your inner being is encouraging you to pick the cup up, to fight for this cup, but in small steps. We have the beginning and we have an ending here. The Ten of Pentacles is that party, the culmination, the year ending, the celebration, right? If you think of a wedding is very Ten of Pentacles. I said Ten of Cups, didn't I? The wedding is very Ten of Pentacles. I wish I had brought my deck. The As So Below deck, which has the Ten of Cups as the wedding. It's sort of this ultimate, celebration of happiness, this ultimate moment of this union. And here with the Ten of Pentacles, it gives me similar vibes. It's like you have now you've reached the end, and the end is the beginning, right? A marriage is the end of singledom in a way, and the beginning of a union. The Ten of Pentacles here is inviting you into this ceremony, this celebration of you have reached the pinnacle of being a CEO, or you've reached the pinnacle of being the pinnacle of whatever. And now you are entering into being that thing. And it's a starting over of sorts with this Ace of Cups. So I'm not sure if you're worried about a situation where you have taken the beginning, you have taken the step, you've reached an ending, but you still have, which leads to a new beginning, but you still have all of these sort of qualms around that situation. And Spirit is here to kind of say, hey, let's talk about it. I think I'm gonna pull from this deck. So your guidance, given this energy here, pile 1, is thusly. Your guidance is thorns, weave together the crown you deserve. And spaceship. Never seen this card before. Don't be afraid to sing. What I'm seeing here for you is Spirit is inviting you in terms of guidance to listen to yourself, yes, but also listen to the people around you that are there for you. The people that care for you, the people that hold space for you, people who have experienced what you've experienced before, people that you can learn from, people that have guidance for you. I'm just seeing this Three of Cups energy for you where there is something about a celebration. There's something about communion. There's something about other people and powwowing around that energy and being around people who have been through what you've been through and are moving forward. Like, this is almost like a Misery Loves Company. I love that one because it does, but I feel like this is you finding company in people who have experienced what you've experienced and come out of it, right? People at that level, people who have been through it and they've been through it. They've been through it to the beyond, to the celebration, to the party. So this is even looking up articles of people who were in relationships that really broke them up and how they found love after, like purposely seeking that kind of positive affirmation, looking for people who in a business sense have overcome certain things that you have dealt with, people who've overcome certain health concerns, and siphoning that outcome, siphoning the possibility that it's possible, siphoning the fact that, you know, this type of fruition is a fruition that is available and valid. It'll help you in the baby steps towards moving out of what you've experienced, the heavy-handedness that you might have over your life now, this particular area, and also help you go within and transform and give some space and breathe air into the part of you that needs to have some air, that's gasping for breath, to move forward. I hope that makes sense. I am going to read these to you, Thorns and Spaceship, because I feel like, why fun that? Boop, 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 boop. This right here is my swag. Now, the Thorn starts with this right here is the ultimate card of celebration. Didn't I say something about no celebration, baby? Not just of yourself, you're amazing though, but of those around you. Yes, baby, come through. When you're done putting on your crown each and every morning, go and help someone else put on theirs. You have so much love and wisdom to spread, so don't waste it. Self-love is essential, but community is important too. I love that. I didn't even know what this card said, to be honest with you. I just saw Three of Cups energy and I was like, yes. So what I'm also picking up on here is if your field, the thing that you are working with involves helping people, if you're shitting on yourself, right? You're feeling like you're an imposter. Start small. Like, baby, start small. You're invited to start small. This is baby steps. You have reached a certain pinnacle of something. Okay, the Ten of Pentacles has told me you've reached a certain type of pinnacle of something, but you are feeling and are still halfway there with the Five of Pentacles. With the Ace of Cups here, there's something that you are pulling out from under you, right? It's a struggle. It is going to be a struggle. Ten of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles here is going to be a struggle. Or it has been a struggle for you to move. It's like and that is in my mind. It's like I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out. 1 foot in, 1 foot out, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I know you want to be out. I know you want to be out, and it's gonna take small steps to get out. And some of those small steps could be, for some of you, you know, taking this strictly, it could be if you're involved in helping people, you may not feel, or you may even not be fully healed necessarily, but you've healed or you've moved through certain things. Like, you have moved through certain things that certain people are still at level 1. And if you're at level 5 with the Five of Pentacles, you can help someone move from 1 to 2. Because you've done that. You've done that. You've moved from 1 to 2. Can you help someone move from 5 to 6? Maybe not, because you're still in this 5 energy. But you can definitely start small, those some small baby steps. And there are people in your world who also will be able to assist you in a certain way. Now, again, this to me is like articles, looking for online communities where people have struggled through the same thing, and being in those communities and being a part of that space where people are learning, people are moving, people are growing together, and have that camaraderie and community resolution to move forward, and siphoning some of that energy for yourself so that it inspires you to move forward. For some of you, maybe you used to be at a Ten of Pentacles. Let's talk about it. Maybe you used to be at a Ten of Pentacles and you feel, for some reason, Five of Pentacles to me is such a feeling, but it's the truth. You feel that you're at a Five of Pentacles mentally, emotionally, and perhaps you see yourself at a Five of Pentacles, or there's actual tangible, numbers and proof that you have gone down, as they say. And you might be feeling some type of way about that, but there's something here about you moving through that, and knowing that your experiences are still valuable, right? Okay. Boop, 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 boop. You have so much love and wisdom to spread, so don't waste it. Self-love is essential, but community is important too. So reading this mermaid thing here, spaceship. I don't know how mermaids are in the water talking about no goddamn spaceship. How is this working? How is this working, spirit? All right. Don't be afraid to sing. Don't be afraid to sing, baby. Don't be afraid to act. Don't be afraid to move. Take baby steps. Take it slow. Do something, baby steps. Millimeter shifts every day, as Matthew Hussey says. I love that man. Like little shifts, little things that you can do every day to build that momentum. You've been made to believe that your voice, that your unique point of view in the world isn't worth very much. Let me tell you, that couldn't be further from the truth. Your words are worth all the stars in the night sky, so don't forget to sing whenever you have the chance. Your voice is powerful enough to sink a dozen ships. To sink a dozen spaceships. Carnage, let's go for it. Come through, spirit. So that's that. I want to know what is under here. Okay. The Ace of Cups. Underneath it had, I don't remember what order this came through. I think it was the Wheel, the Temperance, the Three of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. This really has something to do with tangibility in your world. Excuse me, I'm drinking my cuppa. This really will have to be baby steps, because where you're moving from is not the friendliest of places. Okay? It's not the friendliest of places. Your inner being is pretty out of whack. Where you're at is where you're at. But why I'm saying that is to let you know that you if you've been feeling in this area of your life in a mess, you are in a mess. And that's like meant to be comforting. Okay? That's meant to be comforting, because sometimes we feel like we I don't know, not to say that we shouldn't be in a mess or whatever, but sometimes we feel like we're so off track, and we put so much pressure on ourselves to quantum leap. Like, it would literally be a quantum leap to move from where you are now and how you're feeling to where you ideally want to be, right? Like, that would be a lot. That would be asking for a lot. And I'm here to tell you that you're in some stuff. Like, there's been some muck. There's been dryness inside of you, maybe lack of inspiration, lack of a balance inside of you of giving you what you need. And you've been, on the surface waiting for something to come through, and you have been taking these steps. And I would say keep doing that. Keep climbing. This is where you're going, and what you're doing isn't, it is arduous. It is pulling yourself out of something. Spirit is supporting you, and they're saying community might help, other people might help, other resources might help in helping you pull yourself out. It's like quicksand. You can pull yourself out of quicksand, but boy, isn't it better to have someone with some wheels and a rope to pull you out. You pull yourself that much faster. You're still holding on to something. It's still your strength holding on to that rope that vehicle is tugging. But it definitely is much less core strength for you to pull yourself out. But you are still doing that within yourself. This Queen of Pentacles here is, I wanna go into that a little bit, because she's really quite interesting. Opened up right to her. Your luck is great, but it could fade or end suddenly, forcing you to sow again and put off the harvest until the future. Manage life, love, friendships, and especially money and work well to remain prosperous. At some junctures, it will be better to give way to others and employ your energies more wisely. So this is, you can't win them all. That's what I feel like. You can't win them all. And that's good news, okay? Because This tells you that you don't have to fight for every single nook and cranny, because I do feel like you take losses, no matter how minimal or whatever. Like, let's say you didn't do the thing, you didn't do one thing in a myriad of things that you could do. Like, you take that one loss, or you take that one hit heavily, like really heavily, and it takes you out. And I feel like this Queen of Pentacles energy on her negative side is sort of saying like, yo, give way, like give way, give way, do what you can and give way, because yikes, go easy on yourself a little bit. Not too easy, but go some semblance of easy. Now, this Temperance here, she talks about your awareness of happiness has been dulled by, and your sense of self diminished. We talked about this. You're dry on the inside. Are you free to act and think as you wish? Is it time to awaken to what limits you? Oh my God. Is it time to awaken to what limits you and discern what is out of balance? Something that once filled your heart with joy has turned to dust and ashes. New physical and physiological arrangements are necessary. So walking is going to be helpful for you. Getting physical, getting in touch with your body, tangible things, tangible self-love things that you can do to help rebuild your sense of self. Also, spending time with people that pour into you. And pour into them as well, right? That's going to be a good symbiosis, because you pouring into other people is going to remind you that you are you have worth still. You have guidance to give. Does that make sense? You receiving from others is something that I'm feeling meets with resistance, but that's going to be helpful in the way that you receive it, in the way when you're open to it, right? Don't force yourself, but be open to that. And also remind yourself that you do have words of wisdom to give, that you do have guidance to give, you do have worth within you, and don't dim that. Do sing, because someone out there does enjoy your song. People do enjoy your song. They pick something up from that. And also listen to other people's songs in the way that, needs to happen. We have the Wheel here on the negative side, but I feel like we've talked about that shit ad nauseum. The way forward for you, my friend, is going to be in, climbing this mountain. We have the Two of Wands here, and I do believe that this is you. And then we have the Page of Pentacles on the bottom. We're not going to talk about him. But we have the Two of Wands here. And this is you climbing this mountain. This is you pulling yourself up. And I believe that you will get there. I just feel like there's a certain amount of work that you got to do. And then there's a certain amount of work that is going to be helpful for you to indulge in giving to other people to help you do. Whether this is conversations, this is delegating tasks for some of you, whether this is speaking to a subordinate, speaking to a superior, whatever that looks like. And if it comes to love, this is about you, talking to people who are entering into love, sharing your advice or your experiences, not as the end-all be-all, but as an option, and also giving yourself some credence for how far you've reached in your world. This is a long reading, so that's a lot. That's a lot. All right, I wish you everything. Keep your light on, and good luck. Okay. What up, Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Wands people, Knight of Wands people, welcome to your pile. We're going to be looking into the Knight of Wands energy for you, and this is essentially the representative of the energy, where you're at, what you're moving through, and what we're going to be reading around. So the Knight of Wands, I feel like you don't quite know where to settle. It's like you don't quite know where to put your attentions at, and it's frustrating. And that frustration stifles creativity. That frustration stifles passion. So perhaps your passion has been stifled. Perhaps your passion for life, your passion for love, your passion for money, your passion for well-being, your passion for passion has been stifled. And you don't know where the fuck to put yourself at. Now, what I was telling the other piles was, I will be shuffling using a broken deck, as they say. This deck is broken in that there are 3 cards missing from this deck. You know what the other 3 cards are? The other 3 piles. So If another one of those piles called to you, I would say go ahead and look at it, because it might have a message for you from period. So I'm not opposed to using this broken deck, as this energy is the energy that's for you. And there's a myriad of cards in the tarot that essentially speak to a lot of the same thing. And I'm an intuitive reader. I will pick up on what I need to pick up on. So don't worry about that. But just for your own information, I will be using this deck that's shuffled on 3 cards, and those 3 cards are missing. And so if you did feel called to multiple decks or different decks for different situations, different cards, piles for different situations, that's very, very normal in this particular reading, because it's missing some chords. And I've done that before, but I really feel like I need to say that. Like, I've done that before. Like, if you do a pick a pile, it's usually different piles from the same decks, but it's, I don't know, it's interesting. Knight of Pentacles came out. Didn't I call you Knight of Pentacles earlier? And he came up in the reverse. So I feel like your creativity might be stifled. Your joie de vivre. I don't know how to say that, but it's your joy of life. Your passion, even your sexuality for some of you. It's, I don't want to say misplaced, but that hoe is misplaced. Look, let's talk about it. It might be engaging or disengaging. There's something stifled and stagnant here in your joie de vivre. Your sense of what used to bring you joy, what used to bring you light, what used to bring you happiness or even passion and fire and action has been put to the side for a cautiousness, for feeling small, for moving with, moving at night, moving in a sneaky way, moving in the dark forest where there's thorns snatching you and all that stuff. So let's look a little bit more into what's going on for you that Spirit wants to give you guidance over. If this is Russ or not, so. What is the situation? Alright. At the bottom of the deck, we got some Pentacles. Oh, really interesting. Okay, my friend. So, you have the 7 of Wands, the 9 of Wands, yeah, the 2 of Swords, and the 2 of Pentacles, baby. And we have the 7 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Now, all of these are friends of the Knight of Pentacles. The 9 of Wands is calling me the most. The 9 of Wands is this young naked man who fought through, what he needed to fight through, stood his ground through thick and thin, did what he needed to do, and has been fighting since. And you know what? Fighting can be exhausting. These are all 7 of Wands, 9 of Wands, 2 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles are all on the positive side. 2 of Pentacles is on the negative side, and so is the 9 of Wands. What does that mean to you? Nothing. Just let me go through my process. This is someone who's been fighting. Now, you're not fully exhausted yet. You are still on the horse. You're still moving through. But I feel like a part of you may be feeling like, what is this fight for? I've forgotten what I'm fighting for. I don't know anymore if this is what I need to be doing. Am I still on the right track? I think I am, but do I want to keep going? And I don't know. I feel like maybe you've lost a bit of focus, but there's something that you've lost in the journey. And that sucks. There's something that maybe you feel you've lost in the journey. Perhaps the thing that you've been passionate about is no longer fun. Is it a relationship? Is it a career? Is it, excuse that noise, a tanker just drove by. I'm by an army base. Or an Air Force base? I don't know. It just feels like the road has gotten long. The road has gotten tiring. You are adept at your task. You are at the penultimate part of your task. And is it worth moving forward? You will move forward. That's just the question that you're asking. Is it even worth moving forward? You will still move forward because that's the type of person that you are. You will still move. It's just, are you getting the rewards? Are you reaping the benefits? Are you getting the stuff that you... I'm so sorry. Another tanker just driving by. That's not good. Never mind. That's a truck. They heavy up on these roads, baby. Should you even keep going with all this background noise? Right? Should you even keep going with all this noise? That's these doubts that are now coming through within you. Seven of Pentacles is here. Seven of Pentacles to me is like waiting and enjoying the bounty and enjoying the road. I'm wondering if you've been fighting so hard that you haven't taken time to enjoy what you have gained. That you maybe haven't taken the time to feel back into what you were fighting for. The choices that you made, the adaptability that you have. Not adaptability, the adaptability. Don't know if adaptability is a word, but adeptness. You've gotten strong, my friend. You've gotten extremely strong, okay? You have flexed a muscle so hard and so good that I feel like you're focusing on wondering if you're focusing on, I don't know how to describe it. Focusing on this sort of like, I've flexed this muscle so hard, is it still worth it? I've been on this path for so long, is it still worth it? I need to protect this thing that I flexed. And that kind of area type of thinking. But there's a part of here that I'm feeling into where it's like, are you celebrating how far you've come? Like, are you taking a step to be like, but boy, look at this fucking muscle though. Like, holy shit. Look at this damn muscle. Wow. Like, I've done pretty freaking good. And this could be in love, you know. Have you moved through heartbreaks? Have you gained the skills to decipher between someone who's full of BS and someone who does need a chance? Are you able to pull yourself out of a situation? Are you able to identify your triggers? Are you able to, you know, identify your I'm about to go off the deep end. I need to stop. Like, are you able to do certain things that you weren't able to do because you've practiced doing them for so long? Like, dang. You know, when it comes to your passion project or your work, your career, or your health, or whatever it is that's in your life that this could be pertaining to, have you given yourself a chance to look at yourself in the mirror or look at that part of you and go, but god dang, dog, look, baby, look. I've done good. Like, it's not that bad. This is almost like someone who is like learning a skill, for instance. Oh my god. You guys, I did not know you could not hear me. You really heard that truck. Shit. All of pile one will be like, we couldn't hear you. Oh shit. The mic was not on me, girl. I'm so sorry. This whole video is screwed now. Oh my god. I hate this. All right. So this is a perfect example. Oh man. I did 30 minutes of a reading and I really hope that I was loud enough and my voice reverberates enough that the first pile heard me and you heard me through this whole nonsense. That's so frustrating. But you know what? We got to give ourselves our dues. We'll see how it goes. Shit. Oh, that's terrible. I digress. I feel like you're tripping, you're falling, you're losing focus. You're with the Two of Pentacles. You're losing focus and you're still fighting, but you just don't know what you're fighting for anymore. Like, you're kind of like roaming in the wind. I feel like you do know where you're going. Like, you know you want to go over there, but it's almost like it's over there, or it's over there. I just know it's in this general direction, but I don't know if it's there, but I just keep going. So let's look at what the guidance has to say about this situation, whatever it is for you. Y'all, I'm so pissed. I'm so pissed. That's so frustrating. Ugh. I'm really gonna have to listen to this again and see like how it is. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's look at what your guidance is. What's the guidance for pile 2 here? What's the guidance for pile 2? That's a lot of cards, my guy. What are you doing? This is like the whole deck coming out. Okay. You have villain. You can always rewrite the story. Yeah, and I feel like we briefly touched on that a bit. We have mirror. Treat your body like the palace it is in reverse. Sundress, do it for you in reverse. Lighthouse, don't doubt your worth. So I feel like honestly this does talk a lot about going too hard. The Two of Pentacles in the beginning was you've lost your balance, right? There's something tangible about this journey, this thing in your world, this passion, this thing that used to make you feel really good that you've lost. You're really good at it. You're really good at it. You are. I want you to know that you are really good at it. It's just that it's getting tiring. It's getting tiring and you're losing something about it. And it's almost like spend some time not flexing, but in enjoying or acknowledging or appreciating where you're at. Like grounding is essentially what I'm trying to say. Spend some time grounding your, like not moving and grounding your energy. Turn off that negative self-talk in your head that says if you're not doing XYZ, you're a fuck up. This is why YouTube doesn't promote my channel. I think it's because I swear a lot. And you know what? We're here for it. I'm here for it. I can't not. So, boop, boop. But like you're not. You're enough. Don't doubt your worth. If you take a hot second, that doesn't mean that, you know, your muscle will deplete and deflate. It's muscle. It's going to take some time. And the beautiful thing about muscle is if you work out and you take a rest day, your muscles are still burning the fat even when you're not working on your muscles. Did you know that? Your muscles are still burning the fat on you even when you're not working out. And your muscles need time to recover. Like your muscles need a little bit of like a, hey, let's take a little hot break. This is to me taking like a bath, relaxing the thing that you've been working so hard on. And that doesn't mean that you've failed. That doesn't mean that you'll stop. And for some of you, you might be afraid that you'll stop. But I feel like this, the villain, you can always rewrite the story, is for you to hear, and that you are enough. Don't doubt your worth. If this is something that you need to, if you're scared to stop, that you will take a break, that you will stop, then that's information that you really need to listen to, because perhaps that is your inner guidance saying, hey, maybe we do need to stop. And stopping will give you time to recalibrate where it is that you want to go, where it is that, what it is that you want to do. There's something here for those of you that are afraid to stop still about rewriting the story of what stopping means and what pivoting or choosing a direction will do. Because like I said, there's this sort of wandering radar. And if you take a second to rewrite or reframe or redirect your energy and attentions, you might be able to find a path that makes much more sense for where you're now going, given what you've experienced, than where you've been going on autopilot. So let's look at it. Be good to yourself. I feel like you need to be way better to yourself with mirror and sundress in the reverse here. And pivot more things for what brings you actual enjoyment. The Nine of Wands is a tired person. They'll still fight, but they're tired. I feel like, you know, take a hot break. You can always rewrite the story, a hard truth to swallow. Sometimes our villains win. However, that doesn't mean that you should give up or lose all hope. It just means that it's time to rewrite the story and keep going. It can be incredibly freeing and empowering to reclaim yourself after a personal tragedy. And with the lighthouse here, it's saying don't doubt your worth. There will always be someone in your life who doubts the amazing things that you're capable of. It is then that you must decide to be your biggest champion. Believe wholeheartedly in your own worth, regardless of outside opinion. Feed yourself a steady diet that speaks to self-love, self-kindness, and self-confidence. So this has a lot to do with almost like definitely recalibrating yourself and where you stand in this situation in your world, about your passions and what you've been following and what you've been fighting for and when you have fought for. I want to read the Knight of Wands to you here because the situation always has the guidance in it, at least in how I read. Impulsivity and force without control will only give you temporary results and may attract enemies. No one doubts your worth except you. Don't doubt your worth. Even those who know your flaws and failings can't help but respect your valor. In my mind, I want to say keep going, but it's almost like keep going in the parts of you that you're shunning. Keep going in the parts of you that you're scared to keep going in. I feel like there's some things that you've put on the back burner, some things that you've put on your side pocket that you're kind of afraid to be enjoying, that you used to enjoy, passions, things that you used to take part in that used to bring you joy, and you've put them to the wayside. And maybe you take them out within yourself in your own private moments, or I don't know, but there's something that you've put away, or some things that you do put away, or things that you downplay even in front of other people. And there's something here about enjoying those things, especially as a way to rejuvenate yourself and to ground yourself. If this is about a particular journey in your life, there's something about that journey that you need to look at and appreciate, and acknowledge, and not for shits and giggles, but for like real shit. Like for a real sit down and go, you know what, I've really had my heart smashed, but boy, I've come a long way. And that acknowledgement, just in and of itself, and sitting in that for a good hot 10 seconds if you can, will feel really good towards your next step, and then your next step after that. Boy, I've been through a lot in career work, and I've come a long way. Like, I know now how to XYZ. That's actually really good. I know when to leave a position. I know when to leave an opportunity, a faux opportunity. That's really good. Okay, so I hope this helps you in your journey moving forward, and keep your light on. Good luck. Again, if the other stories made sense to you, go ahead, and if the other cards spoke to you, there could be a message there for you as well. All right. Oh, there's a lizard on my fucking porch. Ugh, I'm not excited about lizards, dude. Keep your light on. Good luck. What's up, my Seven of Swords people? Welcome to the Seven of Swords. We're going to be looking at what the situation is that Spirit wants to give you guidance for here, and what you need to know, and in this sort of personal reading type vibe. I want you to know that I'm shuffling with a broken deck. What does a broken deck mean? There are 3 cards missing from this deck. Do you know where the 3 cards are? In the other piles. This is something that happens quite a lot. If you do a pick-a-pile with pre-shuffled cards, and the decks all share the same cards, from the same decks, that's kind of a similar vibe. But I want you to know that in this particular reading, if there's more than one pile that speaks to you, I would say definitely go ahead and indulge in that pile. Definitely go ahead and see that that is something that you can listen to, because it might be, as I am shuffling from a deck that is missing those energies. So, but I don't really mind too much because I read intuitively anyway, and sometimes those energies do end up showing up in other cards, or I see them in my head. Like, it's really not a big deal to me. I can absolutely shuffle with a quote broken deck, end quote. So let's see what this has to do, what your spirit has to say. What is the situation, spirit? This is a long video, so I'd say grab a cuppa. Definitely grab a cuppa. Every little thing she does is magic. I haven't not sang that song in a while. That's so funny. This is the energy that wants to come through, not the bottom of the deck energy, which is the Lovers on the negative side. I am going to put this on the top. The Three of Cups. Super weird. Super weird. Amazing. So I actually did not get into just reading the energy of the Seven of Swords here. The Seven of Swords, looking at her, is this energy where I feel like someone's tongue is tied, okay? I'm seeing someone's tongue is quite literally chained and tied. It's almost like, and this is about to be a visually graphic visual, whatever. Oh my God. The tongue is like nailed to something, but it's still in the mouth and it's tied with some chains around it. That's what I see when I see this here, this Three of Swords. These three swords and this sort of fourth shared sword that is serrated on the upper side but pure on the bottom side. This to me feels like someone who is stuck mentally, damn near emotionally, because how close is the mental state to the emotional state? Quite close. Someone who's going through mental turmoil over a stuckness of a situation and not really quite knowing how to move through it. This is giving me Devil energy, Capricorn energy, Lovers energy, Gemini energy. It doesn't really have to be any of that for you, but Gemini and Capricorn are 6 months apart, and that's half and half. So, and those two cards are those two energies, the Lovers and the Devil, are very similar. So to me, I feel like there's some toxicity in your mental state. There's some toxicity in your emotional state that feeds off your mental state. And the environment in your head, the environment in your body, even for some of you, the environment in your inner being is not conducive to much. And it feels self-sabotagey, and not great. This could be something that you are very aware of, or your mind is just quite clouded due to perhaps even your situation. It's almost like no matter where you go, and this is kind of heavy, it might feel like you're carrying the same thing. And this could be how your mental state is. Your mental state is sort of like, oh, well, shitting on yourself, essentially. Oh, well, even if I do this, it's not going to account for much. Even if I do that, it's not going to account for much, because I will still be getting X, Y, and Z in this situation. Now, we have the Ace of Cups, the Queen of Wands, the Star, and the Six of Wands. The Ace, the Queen, and the Star are all on the negative side, and the Six of Wands is on the positive side. The bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Cups on the positive side. So, what's happening here? What is the situation that Spirit wants to talk to you about and intervene on for your sake and tell you something about it? You're fighting. You need a lot. You're fighting. There's a sense of, maybe this is you, your environment. There's a sense of thirst. There's a sense of mine. There's a sense of like Gollum. There's a sense of just this ferocity in this energy that I'm reading. And it feels like it feels like that sense of being is rewarded when it gets what it wants. Is that bad? Is that good? Or is it just what it is? There's a part of you that is angry and hungry and thirsty. And it feels neglected, but it feels very fed at the same time. It's a part of you that's guarded and also ready to fight. A part of you that wants to win. A part of you that wants to be successful no matter what. And if you had to bear your cross and crucify yourself for it, so be it. The ends justify the means. Or the means justify the ends. I don't know. Whichever one works for this situation. There's a lot of passion here in the form of heat and F you and I want to win and I will win. There's this tenacity and ferociousness, but also this dryness. So this is either somebody who's fighting for sight, someone who is fighting for their food, someone who's fighting for their energy, someone who is just ferocious and attacking and hungry and will fight you for what they want. And my mind is trying to say that's not good. But my other mind is trying to say what is good, what is bad, that's not for you to discern. This doesn't feel good. But at the same time, I feel like for someone, it does feel good. Luce, it's justified. Luce, I have to do this. Luce, that's how it's gotta be. That's how it's gotta be. That's how I win. That's how I get what I want. We have the Queen of Wands here who would do what she needs to do by any means necessary to guard herself, to protect herself, to fight for herself and what she's fought for. She will keep fighting. And she would take what she needs to take for her dominion, right? And then we have this vulnerable star who will also take what she needs to take for her dominion, for her sustenance. She can't give. She can't give. She can't give. To give what? I've given you the clothes off my back. I've given you everything in my land. I need to take. But she's so shy to take. So this is someone who is fighting, will take, but is also lacking. Let's look at this a bit more. For some of you, you're biting your tongue and holding yourself back or being held back in an attempt to fight for yourself, to save yourself. I want to read the start to you. Taking is only fair if you don't deprive others. Be inspired by great ideals and not by selfish convenience or confused voices. This period may be long, tiring, and unsatisfying, but it will end if you focus on the distant light and believing it. Or at least believe in those who show it to you. That too is a type of hope. And you do have others with this Three of Cups. But you're still fighting with that Ace of Wands at the bottom. What is happening? I want to read to you this Ace of Cups. What you were looking for is hidden from you. The cause is your closed heart. Hurt by friends who have not told you the truth. Open up. Forget the evil you have suffered, the bitterness, and be the first to forgive. No way, Luce. Fuck no. Only in this way will you begin to grasp the beauty and healing of the Grail. Absolutely not. You shall not pass as the Queen of Wands. We're going to get into your guidance because I'm really excited to see what that is for you. I feel like you feel that you are, I don't know, that's the thing. Like the fact that this didn't come out in the reverse is super interesting because there's something here that will give you a victory. I just don't know how much of a victory or a success it'll be. And it might be. It might be a success. The negative side does not mean the bad side. It just means, the negative side. Choose your own way. And you have chosen your own way. And you're succeeding in choosing your own way. You're getting what you want in some type of way, or at least you're believing you are. You may encounter angry, ungenerous, and hurt men and women from your past. But don't be influenced or fall into the same negative condition as them. Oof. Physical and emotional weakness and moral fatigue are likely. Be aware of any tendency to self-wound. To oppose this impulse, breathe love into the depths of your noble heart, Queen of Wands. I want to look into what your guidance is from Spirit. My Seven of Swords people. What's your guidance here, Spirit? What's your guidance here? My friend, you have Clover. Release your guilt. Bottom of the deck is Potion. Remember to practice self-love. Basic witch. It's crazy. We have You never needed those wings to fly. And we have Garden in the reverse. Something lovely. Something lovely will grow from this. In the reverse. Your fight, in some ways, is supported by Spirit. That's weird. That's very strange. In some ways, your fight, my friend, is supported by Spirit. Okay? Your fight is supported by Spirit. This, I will die on this cross, is in some ways supported by Spirit. It's just there's some elements of it. There's some little sparklings there that may not need to really be there. You don't need to go in that direction. Okay? I.e., piercing your own tongue. Putting a pike through your tongue and nailing it down. You don't need to harm yourself in this process. Something will grow, but you've got to be careful what it is you're going to grow from this. Are you going to grow the muscle that stops you from being taken advantage of? Are you going to grow the muscle that stops you from going further than you need to in relationships with people, be it platonic, be it romantic, be it familial, the habits that don't quite serve you in the moment that they don't need to serve you. That doesn't mean you get rid of wanting to please people. That's not bad. That's how you kind of survive in society, honestly. It's a community. You need each other to survive in this world. You gotta play the game of playing with people. We're a people-focused world. It's just that how much are you scaling back? How much are you just completely scratching out? How much are you adding in? It's about this balance. It's about this crucifying yourself over being how you were, crucifying yourself over what you said in the past, especially when what you said came from a pure heart. Don't crucify a pure heart. Don't crucify your pure heart. You were being a pure heart. You were being authentic, crucify yourself. I mean, don't, but if you're gonna anyway, which seems like you might in some semblances, hurt yourself, discipline yourself over, maybe practicing more discernment, more discipline. Whether this comes to this reminds me of someone who's like on a diet, and they will berate the shit out of themselves when they don't succeed on their diet. They didn't walk, they didn't run, they didn't do XYZ. It's like, whoa, buddy, chill. Spirit supports your decision to get fit or get healthy, absolutely. But Spirit says, that shit that you're doing over there, where you're shitting on yourself and calling yourself all sorts of bitches and hoes and XYZs, we don't really want that. Release your guilt, please. Otherwise, yeah, you might reach your goal of being fit or whatever thing you're going for, but you're also gonna raise some real nasty seeds in your garden of how you view yourself and your personal and your body when you reach your body goal. We want you to reach your body goal. We want you to be healthy. We want you to be good, be fit, do the things, but maybe that shit that you're doing over there, you don't need to berate yourself. Let that ish go. If this is a love situation and you're saying F that person, all right, awesome. But don't go and say F love. Don't go and F the parts of you that are extremely lovable. They just weren't for that person. It doesn't mean that you cancel, your being that is a beautiful being for someone who that being was not for, baby. If you're a square peg, you're not gonna fit in a round hole. That doesn't mean alter yourself to fit in round holes. That round hole is not for you, baby. There's a square hole that's waiting for you, perfectly made. So do you need to maybe smooth yourself out? Smooth your splinters? Change your color? I don't know. But there's something here that Spirit is saying, we get it. We support, we stand, but you don't need to do all that. You don't need to go as far as you are going, especially in terms of hurting yourself. Putting yourself up on the cross and crucifying yourself. If this is work related, have it apply. I'm tired. Okay. You don't have to berate yourself over, if you want to reach a goal, you want to reach a successful business, you don't have to drive yourself into the fucking ground, my guy. Take some time away, take some days off. That's actually going to help you go further. That's the sample that I have in my head, overworking and taking time off. But there's other ways there's other things that we do and the things that we partake in that are just not helpful for our well-being and the overall well-being of our end result. Okay? For some of you, it's, I'm so wanting to do XYZ, I'm gonna cut everybody off. It's like, okay, we support you shaving some interactions. You don't need to go to every event. You don't need to go to, you don't need to answer your phone at this time, truly. You can do this and that, but we don't want you to cut yourself off from everybody. You know what I mean? So this is this is that. This is spirit shit. It's between you and spirit, baby. It's not got nothing to do with me. Look. There's something that you are crucifying yourself over not having or giving up, and release your guilt. You never needed those wings to fly anyway. You can be your own, but there's something here that you don't really need to be doing. You don't need to go that far for you to actually take flight, for you to actually reach your goal. You don't have to put a pike in your tongue, baby. You can just breathe. I mean, maybe you needed to. Look, maybe you needed to at some point, but now you can pull back and remove that pike out of your tongue and apologize to your body, to your being, to your heart, to your work, career, whatever. And, enjoy yourself a little bit more and not crucify yourself too much. too much. Look. Y'all let me loving that man to kill some baby. That was a lot. That was a strange reading. We all go through it. I feel like we all do enter into that sort of... Did I even read to you that Seven of Swords energy? Because that's a lot. That was a lot. That was a lot. You're too attached to old habits. Come through, devil. And to old habits and ways that hold you down and weaken you. You forged the chains that bind you, intentionally or not. And now, if you wish to be free, you must think about your daily routine and disrupt it for the better. So for some of you, that's your shit. Do something different, baby. I wish you everything. Keep your light on, good luck, and I'll see you next time. Did you enjoy this reading? Leave a comment and, let me know that we were good. All right, I'll see you next time. Keep your light on, good luck. What up, the strength people? Hello, my peoples. Welcome to strength. So I am shuffling with we're going to find out, first of all, hey, welcome to the Listen to Me channel. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell. We're going to be going into what Spirit brought you here for. Like, what is that thing that Spirit's like, hey, click on this reading. To hear what Spirit has to say about this current situation and what the guidance is really for it. And I want you to know that I'm using a broken deck. Okay, I'm shuffling with a broken deck. I'm shuffling with a broken deck. Broken. And that means that there are 3 cards missing from here. Well, a broken deck is when there's cards missing, but there's specifically 3 cards missing from here. Those other 3 cards are the other readings. So if any of those other readings call to you, or they call to you later, definitely come listen to them. Because there might be something in there for you that Spirit's like, hey. No, get snatched, come over here. All right, so spirits. What is, okay. What is my person here? My people's, what was that? Super T reader. Oh my God, Super T reader, girl. Oh, she got me good. She was great. I don't think she posts anymore. I should check her channel out again. She would go, what's up, my peoples? OG readers. Name your OG readers in the comments, please. Name your OG readers in the comments. Like, if you've been on YouTube checking out readings for like 5 years, there's some OG readers that are just no longer on the YouTube circuit, the tarot circuit, the reading circuit. But wow, I forgot about Super T. Man, Super T was so good. She got me good. All right, so we have the 5 of Cups on the negative side coming out. So I feel like you lost something. You lost your lion. You lost, fuck. You lost your, your strength. You feel like you lost your ability to tame the beast. In fact, what I've been doing is really just tuning into the first card to see what Spirit has to say to us. And that's been super nice. We'll play with it. We'll play with it. With the strength here, the situation could be around that that freaking tankard outside rolling by. Holy cow! I'm by an Air Force military base. Lots of hot men walking around with big ass tires, exercising. Hallelujah. Praise him. I love men. So we have the strength here. It's a sunny day. It's bright. It's beautiful. Old girl is hanging out with her lion friend. She's opening his mouth, taming the beast, doing her weird dental hygiene check on her, her pedestal little area here. And it feels like there's a line of animals that respect this woman, this being, and trust that she's here to help. So this to me is sort of like this helping energy. This person that gives freely, this person that has the inner fortitude to care for others, period. I'm not seeing, because she cares for herself, I'm not seeing that caring for herself part. I'm just seeing her caring for others, her clocking in and showing up to work. And what this tells me is that when she goes home, or at the end of the day, or at night, the thing that gives her fulfillment is something else. Whereas there's other things on her mind that are not working out. She's worried about whether the people or the beings or what she's doing to help others, the energy that she's giving out into the world, is enough to sustain her, is enough to help her keep going, is enough to soothe her heart. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it flowing. When she's in her element, when she's in her mood, when she's in her vibe, she's happy. But there's something inside of her that is unfulfilled. Loss of perhaps social connection. What's the situation here? All right. Well, you know what you're doing, so. Bottom of the deck is the Three of Cups. Yes, lost the social connection. Perhaps she used to be getting it back in the past. Perhaps she used to be, the belle of the ball back in the day. And things kind of something else took over, or someone took over. This really wants to just cover this ass. I don't know why. Okay. We have Three of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Okay. Something took over for you. We have the Devil on the negative side, the Nine of Cups on the negative side, the Five of Cups on the negative side. We have the Page of Pentacles, and we have the Page of Wands, both on the positive side, as well as the Three of Cups. So there seem to be, I don't know why it feels like three people that, well, I digress. This is someone who, I don't know who here might have bouts of depression. Someone who, when they're in their element, they feel good, and when they're not, they feel bad. That seems to be like a thing, a person thing, but it seems like someone who can only, I don't want to say can only give so much, but someone who is suffering on the inside and perhaps present something different on the outside, which is life. With this Devil here, there's someone who finds comfort in a vice, someone who finds comfort or is seeking comfort in the thing that, I don't want to say the thing that imprisons them, but the thing that makes them sad. There's there's something here that there's insecurity. Over certain things not working out and wondering if you can make it through. Right? Wondering if you can make it through. With the Strength and the Devil, I mean, I'm really getting some I feel like you feel like you have no choices. Yeah, I feel like you have lack of choices also. It feels like you have lack of choices, and perhaps you once were affluent, or you once were abundant, or you once were feeling quite strong, but now you feel quite weak. You know, you on the inside, you're actually, or in other aspects of yourself, you're actually hungry, in mourning. Page of Pentacles and Page of Wands, these little children here, these little messenger boys. Are pages the messengers, or is that the knights? I think all pages were messages, but knights were, I don't know. There's still hope with these pages. But it's difficult to do. It feels like there's more moments where there's that, I don't know, I don't really want to say that actually. I want to say that there's more moments where there's more despair than not. Perhaps I'll say the despair really sits heavy on your soul. The despair really sits heavy on your soul. And perhaps there's something that you're stuck to at the moment. But try not to be with these very tangible pages. Really try not to be with the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. I mean, you have two energies here that do something. The page studies and learns and builds and invests, and the Page of Wands fucking goes out there and does the shit. I want to look at the Nine of Cups because I feel like she's really doing something for me here. Lots of emotions involved here. Lots of lack energy, depletion. The achievement of what you hoped for is only partial. You will get more and better by leaving vanity, attachment to matter, and excessive expectations to those less noble than you. Perhaps you have wanted too much and cared superficially about human relationships to the detriment of your goal. Five of Cups. Suffering and apathy are ending. Your emotional responsiveness and resilience are improving dramatically. Amazing. Take the burdens of the past off your shoulders and shake off self-pity and guilt. Soon you will remember this period as a necessary evil that taught you a lot. And the necessary evil showing up here with the Devil. So I like that. I'm really glad that we read that, because that helps put this into perspective of what Spirit is coming in to talk about is this former depression, this former state of being, this part of you that used to believe that you only get some, not all. And I feel like for some of you, you still believe that. You still believe that you only get some, not all, but you're taking steps to overcome that belief, to believe it full, to believe that you will get all fully, or at least to believe that you will get your heart's desire and your goal more fully. And this is coming in a roundabout way by leaving the vanity of how things look. Oh, that's huge. The vanity of how things look, because there's a front here as well. The vanity of how things look. This is optics. I don't want to look bad. I got to show up, which is fine. But I feel like letting go of that and acting from a place where, not to say that you're showing up shabby, but you're showing up in an energy where you're not forcing yourself to be more than you are able to be. And that's really nice. And that's not to say, again, that you're pivoting towards the worst, as in, again, showing up shabby. It's just more so that you are showing up in a neutral state that allows you to enter into joy if joy meets you. You will get more and better by leaving vanity, attachment to matter, and there is not much matter here except these two boys that are trying to get out there, trying to understand and trying to just go out there. And excessive expectations to those less noble than you. And I feel like you're doing that with the pages. I love that for you. And you're getting more social. Being more social is going to be helpful. Being more social is going to be helpful. Getting out there, being in your element or something like that. Projects, enterprises, alliances, shared happiness, enjoying the crowd, people, that's good for you. We're getting into some guidance stuff here, but I want to look at the devil. I want to see what this old boyo is doing here and see what he has to say. You've forgotten the light of the world and how to turn it on inside you. You may be hypnotized by pleasure and subjugated by the magnetism of others. You may have addictions to substances, be enslaved by money, and crave power and glory that you do not fully deserve. Yikes, baby. The journey through the underworld should teach you a lot if you survive to emerge again. And I feel like you are emerging. So let's look at what your guidance is here. Spirit, what is the guidance for my friend here? What's the guidance for the strength people? Yeah, I mean, I get that. Okay, I get that. So confidence in reverse. This is building yourself up. This is building yourself up, absolutely. This is building yourself up and fighting yourself in terms of what you deserve, There is a humbling here, but it's a humbling in the right direction. Like it's a sunlight humbling. It's like, yes, it's like you've been craving, it's been winter, right? It's been the cold season for ages, Donkey Kong ages. It sucks. Gosh, it's just been cold and dreary and terrible. And the sun comes out, but it's like an 88 degree ass day, 32 degree day, baby. Please. That's too damn hot. This to me feels like a humbling in that heat. Yes, you wanted the sun. Of course you wanted the sun. But it doesn't mean that you can't take an umbrella and enjoy the sun in a way that feels better for you. I don't know how that makes sense to you, but to me it really does. This feels like a humbling here. But a humbling in the light, a humbling for the positive. It's almost like, have you been wanting love and love comes your way and you're like, I just need a day. Like you've wanted this love thing and it's like, it happens and you're like, okay. I don't know, there's something here about going from dust and dreary to hasha and having to sort of pause yourself. Or maybe that's a message for like someone out there. I digress. Confidence. It comes with time and practice in the reverse. And you have protest, start a revolution. This devil inside of you, wow, this, that's rough. This thing that's been holding you, this thing that's been letting you believe that this is all you deserve, is not the enemy. When you're in the dark and when you're in the light, things look different, but they're the same exact thing. When we're in the dark and we look outside, things look much more sinister. I'm really reminded of that scene in Snow White where old girl is running through the woods and the woods are trying to eat the shit out. Like they're just attacking her and she passes out. She's like, I can't. And when she wakes up in the morning, it's, you know, all the eyes that were terrifying her were beautiful creatures of the woods, beautiful woodland creatures. These trees that were trying to grab her are these, you know, like just tree branches that are juggling, doing what tree branches do. And I feel like that the element that I'm trying to distill here is there's some truth in, and I'm going to be really careful when I say this, that thought of yours that tells you I don't deserve this, I'm not worthy of this, is being looked at or has been looked at in the dark. And Spirit is saying, nah, bring that thought into the light and look at it in the light of day. And that's not to say that you do deserve it. It's more so for it to be like, okay, the truth is, I don't feel like I can achieve this. I don't feel like I can have this. I don't feel like I'm the right person for this. I don't feel like I will get this. I feel like an imposter. I feel like shit. I feel like I don't deserve this. I feel like this is as much as I deserve. I feel like this is what I'll actually get instead of what I actually want. Putting something from the shadow into the light is not about you playing the okey-doke game and swapping shit out and trying to believe stuff that you just don't believe in yet. It's about looking at those thoughts, looking at the innocence and purity of them. To me, that's what I think. And honoring those thoughts and acknowledging that this is where you're at. This is where I'm at. I'm at this place in my life where I don't believe I deserve this, where I don't believe I'm going to have this, where I don't believe that I'm who I am. You are. The strength is here. You are. But in order to get from this it's the same fucking woman, you guys. In order to get from this 5 of Cups energy of feeling low and things not working out, it's the same fucking woman with this 3 of Cups too. Look at her. Okay. These things that you used to be or things that you put out in the public that are not working out in your inner self, in your home, this is where you're meant to be. It's this, there's this energy here for me that there's an acknowledgement of, yes, this is where I am. It doesn't make it true, doesn't make it false. It's just a description of where you believe you are, and you honor that. Don't fight it. Honor it. But honoring it doesn't mean to say that's a whole ass army truck coming through. Sorry guys. All that is to say is to get yourself to looking at this thing so that you can start a revolution against it. So that you can say, okay, I don't feel like I'm gonna have the love that I want. I don't feel like I'm gonna have the type of job or the money or the finances or the stability or the home or the business or the whatever. It's looking at that, breathing into that, accepting that that's where you are, and then building from there, as opposed to having that thought take over and rule you. And I feel like that's where you are. For some of you, this is the missing piece. Acknowledging where you're at and getting more and more confident in the ideas of fighting against that thought, fighting against that perceived reality, and shooting for something else. So let's read protest. Let's read confidence, actually. Oh, it opened up to protest. Nah. It seems like everywhere around you, people are chattering about how confident they are and just how freeing it feels. You wish you could relate to them, but you haven't gotten there yet. Listen, it's all right. Confidence is not an instant or an overnight evolution. Just like everything else, it takes time, practice, and a lot of unlearning of toxicity. Okay? You've been looking around and noticing that the world is often unjust, but you're not sure what to do about it. It's been a rough, yeah. Like Katniss, you need to be the first spark of your own revolution. Educate yourself, stand up for yourself. Don't forget to stand up for others, whether or not you have a shared experience. If you can speak up and do so safely, then do it. So I feel like this really is about sort of acknowledging where you're at, seeing where you're going, see where you want to go and going in that direction. I feel like I want to read to you the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Wands as well. And then we will close this reading because this has been ages. It's taken so much time. This was supposed to be a short reading, but it turned into a sermon, baby. It's a sermon, a whole ass sermon. Spontaneity and simplicity are your companions, as are enthusiasm and lightheartedness. Probably it's not necessary now to make calculations or think too much. I love that. Better to rely on hunches and instinct, but beware of excessive impulsiveness that could give your actions too much force. Go easy. What was it? Don't try to be a weekend warrior. Like, pace yourself. The Page of Pentacles. Dreams are coming true. I love that. Enthusiasm is great and the energy you possess is abundant. Do, plan, start whatever intuition suggests. Or what you were asked to finish long ago. Wow. Don't launch into crazy journeys or actions, but go ahead and aspire to greatness. So small steps, baby steps. I wish you everything with this one. I hope this made sense. Look, I don't know. I hope it clicked for you where it needed to. I hope you heard what you needed to hear. I hope it settled where it needed to settle. And most of all, I hope that you're good. And that if you are not good, that you know that goodness will find you. Okay? I wish you everything. Keep your light on, honey, and good luck.